divide between parents and administration. Let's not only say teachers, but in your inner cities, you know, I don't know, no, I'm not going to say it's everywhere because my children go to Maplewood and it's not there, but there's a great divide. Some teachers are actually afraid of the parents. And parents can be very disrespectful. But through restorative practices, now she wanted me to, you know, we only had a couple of meetings before school was out. And we talked about, you know, talked about circles, talked about developing that circle values. And the first circle value, the main thing we talked about was respect. That's a word that's thrown around quite a bit. But what does it actually mean, respect? And parents chose these two meanings, or we talked about an attitude demonstrating that you value another person. You know, showing, yes, parents are very, very difficult. But the one thing I learned at the International Institute for Restorative Practices was that, you know, to teach restorative practices, to teach circles, you have to be restorative. It has to start with you. Has to start with you. You have to pick up that phone and call these difficult parents. You have to make a connection to them. You have to make them feel valued because society does not make them feel valued. You have to, we as teachers had to do it, and then of course treating people the way we want to be treated. This is one I liked, I got offline, and this is definitely restorative. One of the most sincere forms of respect is actually listening to what another has to say. It's listening, and that's what circles are about, listening to each other. And this is the House of Love Soup Kitchen. This is what I'm involved with. My son right there is co-founder of the House of Love Soup Kitchen, and it's on our church premises, Church of God and Saints of Christ. And this is a Bible study that we easily could walk in on. Somebody come in, but you know what? We don't have the spirit of fear. I mean, religious people talk about God has not given us the spirit of fear, okay? But, and I'm, you know, I'm a faith-based person. It's a faith-based organization. Our mayor is calling for faith-based community, whoever, churches, come on, let's join together to do what we can to address the issues that are in our city. But now this is our vision for the House of Love Soup Kitchen. You know, we'd like to become a center of hope, one of those center of hopes that our mayor is speaking about. We have a big enough building and property, although we're not a wealthy church. We don't have a huge membership. We have a soup kitchen in operation right now. We service about 50 people, 50 to 75 people every Tuesday. We're going to get on board with the food bank, with the pantry. Now, my son back here, who's also an educator in Newark, New Jersey, there are no GED programs in the city of Newark, okay? Essex County, which services a lot more cities and townships, does have a GED program. When I worked for the Public School of Newark, I taught GED. They had, the school system ran GED programs. So the city is looking, you know, for somebody to pick up that umbrella. And my son, this one back here, has been, you know, he's in touch with the mayor and, not the mayor, but his, what do you call him? His
Chief of Staff.
Chief of Staff. And he's working now to establish a GED program, once again, in the city of Newark. We'd like to see restorative circles there because, say that, you know, when people start coming to a GED program, you know they have problems. You know you need to sit down and talk with them, circle style, encourage them, listen to what difficulties they had. You know, it's counseling. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Listening to what's going on and then encouraging people. Oh, no, you can do it. You can do it. And then this one is, and I just said it, to offer health seminars on diabetes and high blood pressure. And I'll show you something, and then I'm almost done. But the House of Love Soup Kitchen, back in 2012, we had a health fair. We gave out social service information, free food, fun and games. And that's another daughter. That daughter, she's here, she's a nurse. Okay, but she ran it. We have right down the street from us a dialysis center. They came and were disseminating information. So this is the type of thing, you know, we have the potential of really getting involved with. And then there's the free food. You want to get community to come to you? You want to engage? It's unfortunate to say it, but food, give away something. You got to be, you know, you can get people involved. Yes, you can. You know, it's not that difficult, but we had the free food, we had vendors, and I think it's one more slide. Yeah, we had, fun and games. So it's doable. So this is the vision that we have right now at the House of Love Soup Kitchen. And there's again, going to scripture, Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, people perish. You know, where there is no vision, people perish. So all of you, you know, I'm just encouraging you. These are difficult times that we're in. You know, don't be afraid of whatever problems confront your community. Just pick your space, because we can't do it all. We can't do it all. But pick where you feel you can be more effective. Might be dangerous and maybe it won't be dangerous. But, you know, is to get involved in what's going on, you know, in your respective communities. And we're hoping that this workshop is going to fire you up and make you, you know, yay! Because I say Newark, New Jersey on the rise. I hope we get fired up and really rise up and, you know, become a city that the United States will say, oh, well, that's a restorative city. Let me see what we can do. But that's, you know, that's our vision. But thank you very much.
Wow, that fired me up. That was fabulous. Well, my name is Joan Kresich, and Kip gave a little introduction. This for me is really thrilling. It's thrilling to come together this way through, you know, the agency of one person who brings four of us together, and then all of you are here related in some way to each of us. It's kind of mystical, I guess you might say. Okay, technology is happening over there. I'm going to assume that they'll take care of it. I feel like one way that we can talk about why we're here today and why each of you is here, why we're here, is because we're really, really, really working hard to expand control of our lives. Our health, our schools, our clean air, our democracy, all of it. And today I'm going to start with one little part, and that's our control and ownership of our ability to handle conflict. So first of all, I'd like to know how many of you are involved in some way in restorative justice, in some way. Okay. Yeah, half a hand, half a hand. So I'll be referring to some aspects of restorative justice. To take back what is ours and what is rightfully ours, we really have to know our power, because we don't even step in that direction if we don't have a sense of our own power. We have to name what harms us, and I think collectively across the entire nation we're beginning to do that in a more powerful way. To speak for ourselves, for our communities, to tell the truth about our history, that's a huge one. To be allies for each other, and for those who are coming after us. Each of us in this room is really making a contribution to that effort, and every bit of it matters. I'm going to begin with Jean Sharp. Can you go backwards? The yellow one.
She's here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think he's little known. Have any of you heard his name before, Gene Sharp? Thank you, Anita. One person has. He's very old now. He's been working for decades and decades in a little crammed office with a whole bunch of papers flying around, trying to figure out which systems of nonviolence, which ways to respond nonviolently actually work. That's what he's studying, because there's many, many ways to respond nonviolently. Some of them are more effective than others. And he's actually been able to catalog that, and he's helped peoples all over the world to shake off domination and dictatorship. So I'm beginning with his work because I think he has something to tell every single one of us. He points out every system of domination relies on the participation of the subjects, every single system. Well, if that's true, then domination systems can be weakened, they can be outright overturned when we withdraw our support. So how do we withdraw our support? Well, first of all, we have to understand the system. And I know everybody in this room knows that we've got a global system now. We can't go to a compound where the dictator resides. It's complicated to understand the system, but we're doing it. We're working on that. So in order to withdraw our support, we have to understand the systems, the domination systems that are harming us, harming our communities, keeping us apart, trashing the natural environment. So I'm just proposing today that one small way each of us in this room can withdraw our support is to begin to use restorative systems, because when we do that, we're withdrawing our support from punitive systems. What do we know about punitive systems? We know a lot. They just keep replicating harm. They just keep reproducing it over and over and over. They don't interrupt the harm. So we have the option to learn more restorative responses, every one of us from children to old people. And when we're doing that, we're withdrawing our support from the punitive aspects of the legal system and the devastating school-to-prison pipeline. And what we give our support to is harmony, community building, reconnecting our relationships with each other. So I've been a student of Dominic Barter. You can go to the next one. Thank you so much. I don't know if I could run back and forth. I've been a student of Dominic Barter. Is there anybody here who's heard that name? He is a Brazilian who has done extensive work in restorative justice, and it's very, very innovative work. And I want to share one of the innovations that he created. And I've chosen just this one part because it can be put to use anywhere, anytime. You can carry it right out of this room and use it. No barriers, no gatekeepers, and of course that's what we're looking for. We're looking for tools that belong to us. It's really an empowerment tool. That's how I see it. So the innovation takes place in the circle process that Dominic Barter designed, which I was privileged to learn. And basically, each person in the circle has the opportunity to share what need they were trying to meet when they did what they did. And you can say it 1,000 different ways. You can say, what were you aiming for? What were you wishing for? What were you hoping for? It really doesn't matter what words you use. So why does it matter